Good morning, Michigan Ultimate Survivor League members. It is I, James L. Seagraves, coming to you live / pre-recorded from my house on it's very late Tuesday morning. We have, it is 8:47, much later than our normal podcast. You can actually see things behind me. Had a lot of stuff going on this morning, but here we are, better late than never. And we're going to talk about the Survivor League, the playoffs, both in the MUSL bracket and the suck bracket, as well as talk about, of course, casually mention the things that are still to come at the end of the year. Now, you will notice that several people in the next day or two will be getting a little Christmas bonus, courtesy of the Michigan Ultimate Survivor League for winning their conference, folks. So be looking for that. Look in the PayPal, look in the Venmo, look in however you paid. It should be there in the next day or two so you can get some holiday gifts with a $50 stimulus check, courtesy of your commissioner and the rest of the league entry fees, obviously. So here we go. Let's look at the playoff bracket. Okay, so we go back here. We're in the Elite Eight. All four of the people who won this week are going to get an extra $50 as a Final Four bonus as well, by the way. So, you feeling lucky, punk, comes up huge. 106.47 points. Let's take a look at that score right now. Hernandez Hitman still has the Oviedo Honey Badgers logo, apparently. Most notably, George Kittle is a man possessed. That's 2 weeks in a row. He has had just a ridiculous game. Aaron Rodgers canceled each other out. But Devontae Adams had the 1-2 punch with Rodgers and Adams, 23 and 18. That's more than a lot of teams scored in a week. So you see there, Brandon McManus had 7.5. Leonard Fournette, Austin Eckler, all good games, no doubt. Only real letdown was the Seahawks against the Texans, who only allowed 13 points, but still only scored 4 points. That's weird. So congratulations to you, Brian David, moving on to the Final Four, where he will face Tips and Tricks. Dominic Mulkey, a new owner, is in the Final Four, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to you as you put an end to the mountain Gregor Clegane, a.k.a. Sticks It In Ya, Derek Gregory's end to his reign, 91.45 to 69.12. You were led by, let's see who you're led by. Tips and Tricks was led by George Kittle, everyone's favorite. And he had Dontrell Hillard, about as useful as Charlotte Hillard, my deceased great aunt. 0.65 points. Yeah, that was not a good position, but he still won, so it doesn't matter. George Kittle, Taysom Hill. Oh my God, you put Taysom Hill in to save your season. Got lucky, I guess. Mike Evans had a good game. Ryan Suckup had a lot of bucks against the Bills. It's a bold choice. Bills have a pretty good defense, but not lately. And then Sticks It In, you had Aaron Rodgers and Leonard Fournette. They could not muster enough points between them because Sony Michel, Mike Williams, Noah Fant, just average scores at best. So, Tips and Tricks, Dominic Mulkey, welcome to the Survivor League and welcome to the Final Four. Congratulations to you. Going down here, DeWyans. Oh, Gary King had the best team most of the year. Ended up not getting that overall number one seed. Hernandez Hitman had that number one seed, and they lost. So DeWyans, the number 2 seed, gets defeated by Alada Velada, 89.25 to 62.12. Alada moves into the Final Four. And we're going to see exactly what we had going here. Alada Velada, 89.25 points, led by Justin Herbert, and of course the Cowboys defense, who allowed 20 points, but still scored 22 points, as they had a fumble return for a touchdown, a block extra point, an interception, 3 fumble recoveries, 5 sacks. Those numbers add up quick, folks. 22 points is a fantastic performance for a defense. Not really a lot of great scores here. Harrison Butker, 11 for a kicker. That's really good. Chris Godwin, 10.25. He only had one running back, and it was Nick Chubb, who really did not perform. So, Alada didn't really score a lot of points, but 89.25 is pretty good. Better than 62.12, which DeWyans put his season in the hands of Ryan Tannehill. who was playing the Jaguars. They were going to just run the ball the entire time, which is probably why the one guy started Charlotte Hilliard. But, yeah, so says, hello, Cassandra. 89.25 to 62.12. A lotta in the finals. I got to stop shaking my leg. My camera's bouncing all over the place. And then finally, in a game that came down, I cannot believe how many points Matt Prater scored last night. Thank you. The Whispering Eyes and Cloacal Kiss. Cloacal Kiss was down by more than a half a point, but less than a point, with Matt Prater to go. And holy hell, he must have scored a ton of points. I mean, he kicked two 53-yard field goals in the first half, so that'll rack up quick. But Cloacal Kiss, Maddie Bradley, carrying on the family name of winners, because her dad, well, did not make it to the MUSL bracket this year. But still, into the Final Four, $50 coming your way too, Maddie. So let's look at this game here real quick, and we will see that the hero of the day is not James Hetfield. It is Matt Prater, because he put it through the uprights to a tune of 15 points. 3 for 3 field goals, 53, 53, 49, and 2 extra points, which gave her the edge, as well as Aaron Rodgers with 18.77, Javonte Williams running all over the Lions, of course, 16.65, Jamar Chase with 18.65, and Dawson Knox with 12.5. Whispering Eyes, 90.92. Would have been enough to beat almost everybody else in the league this week, but unfortunately you went up against the Black Hose daughter, the brick wall of Cloacal Kiss. And Whispering Eyes, their season is over just before you got the... My dad just called. We'll call you back, Square. So that's that. We look at the suck bracket, which we are in the Sweet 16. The Dublin Drunks defeats Josh Crampton by a score of 88 to 80.4. Now you see me, now you don't. Frazier put in a lineup once we didn't need to. Almost did it the second week, said you don't need to. This week he did need to, and he didn't put in a lineup. Oh, my God. So let me ask you a question. Tom Farmer squeaks by beating a 0 team for the second week in a row. Third week in a row. Holy hell. This is why you people need to pay attention and submit lineups, because Tom Farmer has won 3 straight games by submitting lineups and playing nobody. So, yeah, well, whatever. So let me ask you a question. We'll go on to face Dublin Drunks in the Elite 8 of the Suck Bracket. Golf and Balls puts up 93.82 but loses to the Black Hole. Might not have made the muscle bracket, but he did make the Suck Bracket, and he is winning. So why does it show that Golf and Balls won this match? That's my question. Something's not right there. I'll fix that, I promise you. I have to manually build these playoff brackets. That's why we pay attention to see what happens here. The Black Hell scores 98. Golf and Balls 93.82. So the Black Hell will move on to the Elite 8. And then we have Bleeding Blue Bombers. The lone provost remaining defeated Nantam Knights, Michael Myers. Halloween's over, and as is your season, I'm afraid. Bleeding Blue Bombers goes on to place the Black Hole, not Golf and Balls. Get down to the other half of the bracket. We have Concussion Protocol, who beat Ted Lasso's Biscuits, who did not submit a lineup. How, Ted Lasso? How? He must have been gone into England on the pitch. Jesus, Ted Lasso. I'm so disappointed in you. 74.67. He took a struggling team, almost made the playoffs based on points, and then just stops. I don't know, whatever. And then True Blue Wrecking Crew, 57.52. Alabama Muff Riders, 42.32. True Blue Wrecking Crew moves on to the next round. So congratulations to Roger Brewer. The final section, Jeremy Orr didn't submit a lineup for the second week in a row. He doesn't care about the suck bracket. He's too good for that, I guess. But Chachki puts up 108 points against nobody. Oh well. And then LP Rails defeats Sag Nasty's Notch Above Top Notch by a score of 104.9 to 103. Are you listening to this? 104.9 to 103.62. Oh, my God. Benjamin Miller, it's good to see you this weekend at the sweater party, even though he didn't show up. LP Rails moves on to the Elite 8 of the Suck Bracket. So now, we'll take a look at the Suck Bracket first, because we're already down here. So in the Elite 8 of the Suck Bracket, we have the LP Rails taking on Cheechki, which is Jerry Bird, new owner, taking on Nick Harris. And then we have Roger Brewer's True Blue Wrecking Crew taking on Concussion Protocol, owned by OJ. I forget what his last name is. He posts a lot of right-wing stuff. That's all I know. Howard, maybe? Are you one of the Stooges? Bleeding Blue Bombers. Pat Provost Sr. trying to keep that Provost tradition alive, taking on the Black Hole, despite what it says here. Let me ask you a question. Can Tom Farmer actually play someone who submits a lineup this week? Jeff Arbogast, make sure you submit a lineup. You have every week this week, so I don't know why you wouldn't. Don't let Tom Farmer squeak into the Final Four by not submitting a lineup. That's your suck bracket. The Final Four of the Survivor League main bracket. Maddie Bradley's Cloacal Kiss takes on Vincent Vallada's Alada Vallada. I almost called you Chris again for some reason. And then, tips and tricks, Dominic Mulkey taking on Brian David for the chance to win a lot of money. Now, keep in mind, the Final Four, all 4 people in the Final Four of the muscle bracket get $50. That'll be distributed soon. Also, the winners of this will be into the finals, which is a guaranteed $200, basically. Much more than that potentially if you win that game. And then the losers, this is important, the losers of this week in the muscle bracket will play a third-place game to get an extra $50 into their respective account. Now, I say it every week. Probably, if you're watching this podcast still, you're either in the league or you already know this and you care. But don't forget, the people who lost this week in either bracket, your season is not completely over, because once the playoffs in the NFL start, the Survivor League starts again. All fresh players, all starting all over again. Get to start them all over again. So that's that. Hey, under 12 minutes this time. It's pretty quick. What? Every week it's going to get shorter and shorter, though, because there's fewer things to talk about. So you all have a good one. Submit your lineups, especially you, Jeff Arbogast. Don't let Tom Farmer get an automatic win. See you, bye.